Oh, here we go. Welcome, one and all, to the grand finale of GRT's GR4 Season 2. We're at Spa today. Hello everybody. Mikey getting quickly in with the P1, Josh for the P2. Good afternoon to you both, or good evening, or good morning. Just cover all the bases there. So yes, welcome to the final round of Season 2 of the GR4 League. Boy, has it been a ride. As we look at our soon-to-be champion of Miller and Carter Racing, Mr. GRT Rob C. Setting some good laps at the moment. Let's have a quick look to see who is in the lobby at the moment. I think we're still waiting on a couple of people at the moment. So we have, including Rocket Man that has just entered, we have 11 people in the lobby today. With a returning sub as well. So should be a good laugh as we gear up. 5 minutes left until the start of qualification. So here we have Kazi as well in the Carrot Hurricane. They sound different. Shouldn't do. Don't know if that's just me today, but no. Nothing wrong here. Just getting to the swing of it, you know. But hopefully that sorts itself out. No, nothing wrong with me today. Good sportsmanship from Marmite there. Ah, how cute. So let's have a quick rundown of the races while they are on track, preparing for the qualifying. We have Jay, who's currently leading the way on track at the moment. Unfortunately, not the best season for him so far in the GR4 after taking over as Marmite's teammate to make a team Geminite here today. Still a lovely livery as always. Oh wow, okay, as Jay flies 3 feet in the air there. Oh, the stream definitely caught that, that's amazing. Jay literally flew 5 feet into the air, that's quite funny. Huh. Anyway. As already mentioned, we have Mr. Kazi, who's in 3rd place in the championship overall at the moment in the Carrot Hurricane. I'll have to clip that. I'll have to clip that at some point. Josh. We also have Mr. JD, who is the winner of the silver both Miller and Carter Racing guys taking home the win in their respective championships today, both in the TTs. Lovely liveries as ever. We also have Kazi's teammate in the Carrot McLaren. Flying through the fast section of the back straight to Spa. McLaren's a good track here. McLaren's a good track. Hang on, I'll rephrase that. McLaren is a good car at this track. Nailed it. So hopefully we should see some good results from race today. Hopefully he can bring home a good result to add to the wins of Team Crazy here this season. We have Mikey in his reformed McGann livery, rocking the turd brown colour. Sponsored by Guinness, of course. It's Mikey, what do you expect? Then we also have Enra, who I believe is filling in for Pipe today in the TT, so it should be a good result from him here today. TT is also a very strong car around Spa, so be sure to watch out for him today. So he will be partnered up with Hippie today, who is filling in for Pipe. And we have the first of the Pot Noodle Racing guys here today, Gad Gaming, in the Pirate Citroen. Pirate Pot Noodle Racing Citroen. It's a mouthful, but it's worth it. Some really good results from Gad the last few weeks, taking home a podium as well in a few of these races so far this season. Hopefully he can replicate that in both sprint and feature. Citroen, not a bad car around this track. It's a very even car overall, so hopefully Gad can make use of it here today. We also have the first member of Rocket Science Racing for Rocket Man as well. Also looks like a change in livery today, going for a more silver, black and silver look, which is quite nice. I do like the look of it. So hopefully you can put that new livery to good use. I'm not sure where Seal is at the moment. Oh, with Wright just joining in there. As we've already mentioned, Mr. Rob C, premature champion of this league, but let's not tell him that. We also have Marmite, Jay's teammate, in the McLaren. As I said before, hopefully the McLaren does work well around this track. The McLaren, I believe, is a good car around this track, so hopefully he can make it work here today. And as always, look at how cute it is. Little pink Alpha. Aww. Mr. Hippie Hees, mighty mentor himself, in the bright pink Alpha. Yeah, I just hope that thing doesn't burn up on the straights, if I'm honest, because the pace of that thing. I see flames breaking the sound barrier on the straights with that Alpha. So yes, that's the grid at the moment, as we see Wright and hopefully ready up. I think we're missing a couple people at the moment. I believe we're missing Seal, the other half of Rocket Science Racing, and I believe that might actually be it. We've got Sean in as well for Team Scouse Racing. There's Wright and readied up now as well. There's Sean, and a lovely themed for Remembrance Sunday. Lovely themed with poppies all over the car. Do like that livery. Yeah, I'm just in time, Hippie. And I believe that's the only person we're missing here today. We do have a couple more slots, if anybody wants to hop in very quickly. I'm not sure if Seal has said he's racing today. I'm not quite sure. But hopefully we see him at some point. It would be a shame to miss out on Seal with him doing so well this season. Yeah, and apart from that, that's everybody accounted for. We do have 2 extra slots in the lobby at the moment. One would be seals and then one would be an open slot as we get into the qualifying. And oh boy, let me tell you, I am excited for this because I have some new toys to play with for this stream that I'm going to be testing out. So it's going to be fun. So for one, look at all this. I can switch between the different things. I can switch between all the different race info without it doing anything. And look at this. Oh, I can even have a player delta. Look at that. How sick is that? And the best thing of all as well, as you see some people coming out onto the track. Let's see if this works on quality as well. Oh, it does! Look at this! Replays are in, baby. The replays are in, they're in the stream, we've got them. Looking 10 out of 10 professional here. Professional level has went up all the way to 100 now. So hopefully we'll be able to make use of that throughout the stream as well. And hopefully I don't mess up the buttons too much, because that is a real big possibility. As you see Sean at the head of the pack here. Lovely as ever. Rob just following him, looking maybe to set that quick lap in quickly. Kazi just behind Rob. JD and Marmite very close together. I think Marmite just backing out in that to give JD his fresh run. Mikey in 6th, Gad just going a bit wide of that corner there. Racer in 8th, Rocketman in 9th. Jay in 10th, we have Wright in 11th, Henry at the back of the field, and of course, Hippie just making it out the pits now. Doesn't want to leave it too late, this time around. So let's see what happens here. Looks like Sean might have backed off a bit during the straight to give people some good runs, and himself best run at this. So see a couple of people in the background, JD and Marmite still close together. Marmite hoping to use the slipstream of that Audi to his advantage here. Lovely first corner from both JD and Marmite there, using the power, just getting the power out. As they actually managed to get onto the back of Kazi now. I believe JD looks like he's actually maybe in the slipstream of Kazi here. Marmite also in the slipstream of JD. Don't know if Kazi would look to be maybe backing out of his lap there, but not quite yet. Good tight lines from these guys so far. To have a quick check further back. Mikey just behind them as well. Is there a pack? Oh, unfortunately Sean just picking up a penalty going through them first few corners of the S's. Hopefully you get out of the way of the other drivers. Yeah, good stuff from Sean there. So a bit look further back as we see Jay Wrighton just behind him, looking to set some fast laps so far. Let's see what can happen with this as well. So I've looked at the back. Oh no, Marmite getting it wrong, going through the double left-hander there. Not what you want to see. Really unfortunate there. Marmite living up to the trope of him. Can we get an F in chat for Marmite? The king of spin himself. It's a shame, it would have been a really good lap because he managed to stay with both Kazi and JD there. So see these guys coming along the back straight. Oh, it looks like Kazi's picked up a penalty there as well. This lap will be null, boy. You'll have to pull out all the stops for the next couple of laps as we see Rob coming up to the start line now. What is the benchmark for today? A 2:25.1 from Rob. Let's see what his teammate behind can do. A 2:25.9 from JD. 8 tenths off there, and Kazi coming across the line with that penalty. You want to improve massively there as well. Mikey coming across the line, going to 2:28. Still a good chunk of time behind them there. Gad coming across the line, just pipping Mikey with a 2:27. Racer coming across the line with also a 2:27, just beating out Gad. Ryan coming across the line with a very good time though. Great lap by him. Set at 2:26.6. Puts him right in amongst the mix at the moment. Sean coming across the line. Jay also putting in a time there. Rocketman coming across the line with 2:30. Putting him into preliminary 8th place. Enra manages to jump into 3rd place, just pipping out right in there with a 2:26.3, which puts him 2 tenths ahead of Wrighton and 4 tenths ahead of... Sorry, 4 tenths behind JD in 2nd place. TT lockout at the moment. 1st, 2nd and 3rd for the TTs at the moment. Just remember though, they'll be bad off the start, and also in the feature race the tyre wear will come into play a lot here. So hopefully that can balance them out a bit, despite being ludicrously fast around this circuit. So we look a quick look at the back now. So you see Hippie goes looking to be a bit slow on this lap. Looks like he's just trying to maybe coast around and not interrupt some laps here. No, I'm sorry, Josh Marmite firmly takes that crown, I'm afraid. He even says that it's himself. But I'm pretty sure Marmite firmly takes that crown as being the king of spin, if I'm honest. Prove me wrong though, prove me wrong. So I see Hippie just getting back on track now, so he should be able to set his first proper flying lap after this, as he gets out the way of both JD and Kazi behind him. So Rob comes across the line, doesn't manage to improve. 2 tenths slower on lap. JD coming across the line now, let's have a look. JD managed to improve and puts him a little closer to Rob and a little further away from Enra. Kazi coming across the line, improving, but still not the best time. Looks like he picked up a penalty on the last part of the lap there. Puts him up into 5th place. Racer comes across the line, manages to boost his position into 6th. Good lap by him, as Gard looks to be peeling off. That looks like he's done for the day. Sean comes across the line there with a 2:32, managing to pit out Marmite. Marmite still looking for the extra lap with a 2:37. Hopefully he can improve. Rocketman with a very good lap there, managing to put himself up into 7th place, and Enra improves as well, moving him further away from Wrighton and only 2 tenths behind JD. He's really trying to look for that faster lap there. Now let's see what the rest of these guys can do on what may be some of their final laps here. A couple of the front runners might be able to get one more lap in after this, but it's going to be very close. Looks like Rocketman might have picked himself up a penalty, half-second penalty going through that second sector there. Hopefully he can make it back to the line and set another lap in, but it's going to be very close on time now. Gad and Jay look to be out of this lap. Jay in the pits as well as Gad. Is there anybody else in the pits? No, not at the moment. Two halves of Razor's Edge Racing look to be done for this fastest lap. Jay not getting the best qualifying time and looking to do one lap and calling it quits. Don't blame him at this track, as looks like Rob's coming around the final chicane. He will get one more lap in this qualifying session. Will he improve? He doesn't. He's just 0.16 off of his time there again. JD comes across the line. He is purple. Great time from JD, a 2:25.1, just missing out on Rob's time there, putting him a large margin between him and Enra. Hopefully he can improve on the final lap here as he goes a bit wide. No, he looks to be bottling out of that last lap there. Great stuff from JD again though. Only not even 0.1 of a second, he's 0.05 of a second behind his teammate there. Very good job from JD there. Mikey comes across the line, managed to improve to set themselves into 8th position. And puts him ahead, just a little bit ahead of competition. Marmite managed to improve as well on that last lap and puts him into 10th place, just pipping Sean and Jay there as well. Good recovery by Marmite to get that time in there, and hopefully he can show his stuff for the remainder of this race. It looks like everybody else has come across the line now, but no major improvements for these guys here. I think Hippie's settling for that last spot on the grid there, not managing to get a clean lap coming out from the rest of the field there. Unfortunate for Hippie. As we just wait for the rest of the people to come across the line, we are going to have a bit of time here to wait, as there's not many improvements on that last lap here. Rob really just going for a victory lap here. Looks to be like he's already got that pole position that he was after, but let's see if he can improve here. So he comes across to enter the last sector now. Is he purple? No, he's quite a bit of time down actually. Almost 0.6 of a second down on his best time there. Yeah, Rob knows he's on camera. Look at him showing off. No, good job from Rob yet again to get that pole. Very close with his teammates again. As we've shown a lot of times this season, both Rob and JD have been pretty similar on pace, all things considered. Really good pace set by both of them so far as Rob comes across the line, rounding the final corner. Coming across the line to take his pole position. His teammate JD sitting second on the grid, and Enra making it a TT lock out of the first 3 positions there. It'll be interesting to see who manages to jump up them positions on the starting grid with the TTs being so bad off the line. Right, no, great job from him. May have had a bit of a coming together with Gemini there, but great stuff from him to put him in 4th. Kazi and Fist not quite managing to get his lap quite perfect in that one, getting a penalty a couple of times. Hopefully he can improve in both of the races there. Racer coming across in 6th place, Rocketman in 7th, Mikey in 8th, Gad in 9th, Marmite in 10th, Gem in 11th, Sean in 12th, and Hippie finishing off the rest of the grid in 13th place there. Now, here we go. Let's see who can get the better starts. Let's have a focus a bit further back in the grid now. Red lights are on, engines are revving. And here we go. Looks like Brighton gets another great start there. Enra just looking maybe to defend the inside. Kazi goes up the inside of him. Brighton goes scoring in the lead now. Ooh, bit of tiny bit of contact, but clean first corner there altogether. Great start from Brighton to put him into 1st place. Mikey managing to move up into 4th place on the start there as well. As it looks to me, is anybody going to back out here? Not quite. All the cars just trying to feed their way through over the top of the hill there. Looks who's picked up a penalty in the middle there. Looks like JD unfortunately just gets caught out a bit out wide, trying to pass him. Rocketman also getting a half-second penalty there as well as they go over the top of the hill. Gad managing to move up into 6th place as well. Great start from him. And Jay just behind him managing to move up into 7th place as well. Great start from both Razor's Edge Racing guys there. Hopefully they can continue that for the rest of the field. Now let's have a quick look back in front. Is there anybody challenging the front as they go through this section here? No major changes so far. Enra just trying to make back that time lost. Rob still in 3rd place. Enra in 5th, just trying to make up that time lost off the start. Looks like there's a bit of a battle going on behind them now. Hippie really putting the pressure on Marmite for 9th place. JD looking to capitalise on his unfortunately bad start. Rocket Man just in front of JD as well. There's a battle for 4-way battle for 9th place comes across here. Rocket Man goes to the inside, managed to take Hippie there. Good stuff from Rocket Man there. JD looks to move to the inside of Hippie there. Does he manage to make the move stick? Yes, he does. Good stuff from JD as well. So we see a battle for 6th place as well. See Jay just leading this small pack of 3 now, with Gad and Racer just following in suit of them, both of them in the slipstream there. As we see Enra just managing to move ahead of Mikey there, just in the front. And there's a battle for 1st place going on as well. Let's have a quick look. Wright managed to defend into the chicane. Rob just trying to get maybe the cut back on the exit of these corners. Kazzy just getting a bit slidey out of that chicane. Wright managed to hold the position for now. Very close battle between these guys so far. Rob moving down to the inside. Can he get the jump on Kazzy there? Ooh, bit of contact there. Kazzy just overcooking the brakes into that hairpin. Just a little bit of contact with Wright and then forcing Rob to slow down as well. It's going to be very close on this back straight here. Mikey just looking to pick up some pieces here as well. Very good line by Rob. Then Kazzy again just getting a bit wild there. Going over the top of the hill. Rob's in slipstream. Can he move over to try and maybe take the position back from Kazzy? No, Kazzy just has the straight line speed compared to the Audi here. As you can see, he's trying to challenge Wrighton into the next corner. Wrighton closes the door there. Manages to keep his position. Let's have a quick look further back as well. The fight for 6th place. Jay just managing to keep it back. Both Gad and Racer there. There's all 3 of them looking racy here as JD manages to move up into 9th place. Let's have a quick look in the replay, see if we can see what happened with them. No, JD just managing to get up the inside of Rocket Man on the straight. Good job from him as well to the recovery of this race. Just managing to move up and back up into 9th place now after making not as a good start from him. So see up front, Rob still in 3rd place. Enra all over the back of him though. See somebody have a penalty in the background. Mikey unfortunately picks up a half-second penalty, manages to burn it before the rest of that pack catches up with him. Hopefully the rest of the guys on his slipstream, otherwise they're going to have a big advantage compared to that McLaren down to that McGann down the straight. Now let's have a quick look at the front of the field here and see if anybody managed to make a move down this back straight. See Rob really moving up to the back of Kazzy there. He moves to the inside. Will he manage to have the speed to the inside of the corner? No, Kazzy manages to sweep round the outside and keep his position. He's still got a run on Wrighton though. Wrighton goes to the inside. Kazzy trying to move around the outside. He's got the grip around the outside. Managed to park it on the apex. Great move there by Kazzy. Slamming around the outside to take the inside to the sharp left-hander coming onto the main straight. Good stuff there from Kazzy. Let's have a quick look back at that. You can see Kazzy there just right and goes defensive. Kazzy managed to take a bit more speed around the outside and managed to keep his line there coming through the tight chicane. Great stuff from Kazzy there to take that 1st place. Let's head back into the action now as Enra still looks to be on the back of Rob here. Let's see if he can manage to challenge him down this main straight. Not quite. Let's have a look at the battle further back as well as Gad looks to have overtaken Mikey. Look at this pack now. Almost a pack of 5 coming down here. Looks like Gad's managed to overtake Mikey on one of the straights there and managed to make himself a gap now. As we see 3 wide going into this corner, who's going to take the correct line there? JD on the inside of Jay. JD giving Gemini room there. Looks to have been maybe a little bit of contact between them two. Good sportsmanship from him. Oh, as Jay picks up a half-second penalty for that incident. Really unfortunate from him. Oh, is he? Oh, and unfortunately Jay's loses it. Coming out of that because of the penalty and dirty tyres. Really unfortunate for Jay there. As you see, Mikey looks to try and be coming back on guard now. See if Mikey can challenge him coming onto the main straight. JD in hot pursuit of these guys here. He will have a big speed advantage coming onto this back straight. So many battles all over the field here as Wrighton unfortunately moves down into third place, as Rob looks to have managed to have overtaken him on the straight. The power of that TT is really coming in handy for these guys here. Enra goes to the inside of Wrighton. There's a bit of contact there. Wrighton's still on the inside. Who's going to manage to get the drive out of that final corner? Looks like Enra runs out of room there. JD not managing to get past Mikey just yet, but he will have a big advantage down the next straight coming up the hill. Mikey looks to be defending on the inside, but maybe defends a little bit too much there, and JD actually managed to sneak through. A short replay of that. As you can see, didn't quite manage to catch that one there. Looks like JD just managing to go through on the outside as Mikey moves a little bit too defensively there. Good stuff from JD to move back up this field. Somebody goes wide in the background. We are on the final lap as well. As Rob hopefully looks to hunt down Kazi here. You see Wrighton still trying to challenge Enra, as Enra manages to take him on that main straight. Looks like Enra just gets a bit wide there. Not quite right, not quite managing to make a challenge on him just yet. To have a look a bit further back from this, the tightly knit pack as well. Gad in 5th place, followed very closely by JD. Mikey still in 7th place, just holding on to the back of them now. Racer and Rocketman getting very close together now as well. Oh, looks like Racer goes a bit wide. Will that allow Rocketman to get past there? Ooh, contact there from Rocketman. That's a really late lunge there. Ooh, and unfortunately Racer just managed to come back out on the track there. And unfortunately it looks like Rocketman unfortunately gets collected there as Racer goes off the track. Not much more he could do there. Looks like Racer just got a bit forced off the track there. As he came back across, yeah, Rocketman just spins it coming into that corner. Collects the sand, unfortunate there. Really unfortunate for Rocketman there, but as we see, Kazi just managed to hold on to take the win, coming across the line. Rob coming in 2nd, Enra very close in 3rd, Wrighton in 4th, not managing to hold position there, as JD actually managed to come home in 5th place, ahead of Gad. Let's see if we can see that overtake from JD. JD looks to be ahead. Coming into the final turn there, good stuff from JD, good recovery from him to see the rest of the guys coming across the line there. No props, Jay. Absolutely fine, buddy. Good result from Kazi there, managing to put his car where it counts. Good stuff from Kazi to take home that 1st place. Rob in 2nd, managing to do a good recovery. Enra also. to take home 3rd place. Wright unfortunately not managing to make the pace of that Citroen work for the rest of this race. Great start by him, but not managing to keep hold of that podium. JD, great recovery by him to take 5th place, despite the very bad start from him. Gard managing to come across the line in 6th place. Another great result from him, considering a couple of positions moved up for him. Mikey unfortunately not being able to make use, but comes smack back in the middle of the grid and manages to keep 7th place there. Marmite in 8th place, good job from him moving up the field. Racer in 9th place as well. Hippie just managing to move up a couple of places there as well. Sean coming in 11th. And then we also have Rocket Man and Jay, unfortunately, who had to leave that race as well. Let's have a quick congrats to the guys here. In 1st place, Rob in 2nd, and Enra managing to come across the line in 3rd there as well. Good stuff from them. Yeah, I did see that one, Racer. I did see that one. We'll have a save of the replay and have a look at that later on after these last few races here. That Audi is very quick in a straight line, very quick indeed. Again, just too much action to keep track of. Really is in these races. So we have a 10-minute break here before the feature race. Yeah, definitely, Mikey, definitely. But yeah, there's only so much you can do with that Megane. It is a very slow car around Spa. There's just too many straights. Just that and the Alpha. There's just too many straights for them two cars to compete. Again, it's a very good car, but there's just too many straights for it to compete, unfortunately. Yeah, Kazi drove well as soon as he managed to overtake. It was a good overtake from Kazi there. His Wrighton gone a little bit too defensive there. He managed to get the grip on the outside. It was a good overtake from him. If I'm honest, Mikey, you're gonna have a hard time finding tracks in this game which don't have more straights than corners. Let's be real. Going to be looking very close in these standings so far. Even without the feature race, it's going to be very close. It was a good result for Pot Noodle Racing, as Wrighton says. 4th and 6th place for them two there, bringing home big points for Pot Noodle Racing. Good stuff from there. One of the top teams shown in this race so far, as well as Miller and Carter taking home a 2nd and a 5th place there. Team Crazy as well coming home with a 1st and an 8th position. Or was it 9th? Let's have a quick check. It was 8th and 9th race ended up finishing in. That was 9th place. Enra managing to bag some points, subbing in for Pipe today as well. Good stuff, good stuff. Looks like JD's the only one interested in going out on track at the moment. So if you were to pick some tricks from tracks for you two, Mikey and Hibby, which tracks would you pick? If you had to pick tight and twisty ones. Village would have to be there, Alsace. Laguna Seca, maybe? What tracks would you two pick if you had to pick, like, twisty tracks with more corners? Because, to be honest, I don't think there's many, if I'm honest. Thank you as well. Well writing. Do appreciate it. Oh, excuse me while I just sneeze out all of my internal organs. Oh, don't you just hate it when you sneeze so hard, you sneeze out your heart, and you have to just put it back in there? Life problems. See a couple more guys out on track here as JD slams the handbrake on. Into the wall. TT has been killed. See Wrighton also getting in some practice on them medium tyres as well. Just getting that last little bit of practice on them newer tyres for the mediums. And just in case anybody isn't aware, both sets of a set of soft tyres and a set of medium racing tyres also have to be used in this race. There's no lap restrictions, there's no minimum, no maximum, anything like that. Just use them both at some point during the race. And that is the only tyre regulation for this, as tyre and fuel is on for the feature race while it isn't for the sprint. So strategy comes in a bit more to its own. See Wrighton really just trying to push the limits there of that sit run. Mikey going out on the soft tyres, just trying to get a bit more used to them. Let's see if he can make up some positions being on them soft tyres during the feature race. Brockerman unfortunately just picking up a penalty. The Jag really not, although it is quick in a straight line, not the easiest car to handle around Spa in my experience. It is a bit lacking on the grip side of things compared to some other cars. I did say it was a tight battle, Enra. It was a tight battle. But we managed to take home that podium position in the end. Would have been close, it would have been close. See Racer on them on them softs as well. All the strategies that come into play. Hey JD. How you doing, buddy? Penalties are the worst, yes, especially when you get them on the first lap. I saw it was very tight coming over the top of that hill. You managed to do well to bring it back into 5th place though. Still really good work. I look forward to seeing what you're going to be able to do if you're in a GRT League tomorrow. Looking forward to see what you're able to do, buddy. Hey Marmite, how you doing? It's a shame you didn't manage to get that qualifying lap in, Marmite, because it looked like it would have been a really quick one. Would have put you right up the grid, that one, I think. So on for a good lap there. Ah, fair enough. I guess that explains a bit then. Hungover Welshman. Well, hopefully this cures your hangover a bit, Marmite, even though I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. As we are coming very close to the start of this feature race. So a quick look at the laps. So it is 12 laps here at Spa. So we're looking for about a half an hour race time with 12 laps. Probably going to be a bit more. It's going to be a slightly longer race at Spa. So hopefully everybody manages to take that into consideration. Great, Marmite. I just need to get used to the replays at the moment, because if you want to try and catch a replay, you really have to try and do it like immediately. If you want to try and catch like a replay of anything, that's the only thing I might need to get used to. That's like the only thing really. Apart from this, you have the little player info thing at the side, which I really do like. Actually, I really do like that. But saying that, as we come into the very final race of Season 2 GR4, as we see a lovely silver Jag there, going to be leading us down the front straight, followed by Sean and the lovely pink Alpha there of Hippie Heed. Those are the guys who will get the advantage going down the straight. So you do have to remember that in Sport is very, well, it's a bit of a shocking start, to be honest, on a rolling start. So the 3 front runners should get a bit more of an advantage coming out of these corners. As you can see how much time difference between them is and the rest of the grid. Racer just warming up his tyres, going down the straight there as the rest of the grid come across the start line. Let's have a look a bit further back to see if there's any moves being made. No, nothing into the first corner. Looks like Wrighton just gets a bit squirrely on the exit there. Coming over the top of the hill for the first time. Looks like Rob's really caught up to the back of Enra so far. He'll be in the slipstream coming into the first couple of corners. Does Rob try and make a move into this corner so far? Enra gives some indication. And Rob manages to take it on the inside there. Looks like a tiny bit of contact there. But they are both on the medium tyre, so they both do have very little grip compared to the sprint race, as Rob manages to make it through there in the end. Ooh, looks like somebody's race has just unfortunately managed to pick up a half-second penalty there as well. Looks like Sean also has managed to pick up a half-second penalty in the front there as he moves wide to avoid off the racing line as well. as both Marmite and Mikey go through on Racer there. Let's have a look a bit further back. JD looking to has closed the gap on Gad now. JD looking very racy. Is he on the softer tyres? No, he is on the harder compounded tyres, so they aren't, both Gad and JD on the same set of tyres here. As you see, the gap to the little group up ahead as well also closing. JD just getting a bit more overspeed coming out of that corner. Does the Citroen have the top end to compare with the TT? Gad on the inside, just wanting to take a bit more track there. Ooh, goes wide in that corner there. Looks like JD managed to get through there. Gad just taking a bit too much speed. Not the ideal racing line for that corner, and manages to go a bit wide. You can see Rob, his teammate, there in the background, maybe looking to put a move on right, but not quite making it there. See Rocketman and Hippie just managing to break away from the rest of this field here, and hopefully he can keep it in there. Let's have a look a bit further down the field. Mikey just dropping it back a bit further back from Racer now. Oh, actually, yes. It looks like Racer managed to get past Mikey. I wonder if Mikey had a penalty there. See both JD and Gad. Gad looking to try and take that position back from JD now. Oh, unfortunately, Gad just picking up a half-second penalty as well. The penalties at Spa really not playing into dealing with well in this race here. That was English, sort of. Let's just roll with it. Marmite looks to go on the inside of Sean. Both Sean and Racer go wide there. Sean loses 2 positions there. Looks to be just a bit hot on the brakes there, maybe on that harder compounded tyres, and unfortunately just goes wide of that corner and lets both Marmite and Racer through in both McLarens there, as he's now under pressure for both JD and Mikey. So a bit look further down as well, as another battle is forming behind Gad in the centre of this pack. Rob, his teammate, right in 10th place, very close behind him. Kazi just moving up to the back of this group here as well. All of them on the harder compounded tyres, so it is all to play for at the moment. Rob really on the back of Gad there, as JD managed to find a way past Sean. Rob looks to the inside, doesn't quite have the grip, and Gad manages to keep his line there. Good work from Gad. See if he can manage to keep it down this main straight. Sean just looking a bit on edge coming through these corners here. Maybe the M4 not handling well on their medium tyres. To see the gap between these groups really forming now. Rob moves to the inside. Gad just unfortunately goes a bit wide again. That might be a half-second penalty again. Kazi looks to capitalise on this as well. Kazi goes to the inside, right, and goes to the inside, and again another half-second penalty for Gad there. Losing out 3 positions in total on that straight, and Emra also goes past as well, as he pulls into the pits to get immediately off their medium tyres, as well as Sean. Maybe ended up going for a 2-stop strategy here. Let's see what he can make of this. Very long pit lane here at Spa, remember, so that will have a big effect later in the race. Let's have a quick look back up the field. Racer managing to get past Marmite again. Looks like Marmite maybe have made a little bit of a mistake, maybe picked up a penalty somewhere, and Racer has allowed that to overtake him. You see both Miller and Carter racing. You can see the overspeed on this. Blitzing past that McGann there, the Audi in the slipstream of that Renault there. Nothing Mikey could do about it. You can see the speed difference between the two. And hopefully we can catch that going down the back straight as well, just to see how quick them TTs are on a straight line compared to something like the McGann. Kazi just in the background as well there, just holding on the back of these two. Now Mikey as well on the softer tyres. Hopefully he can make it work and just keep up through these twisty sections, and hopefully just keep up with a slipstream. to not fall too far behind. Looks like Enra's managed to get past right in the background there. Both of them also on the medium tyres. Clean move by Enra there. So a quick look back in front. JD just being hunted by Mikey a little bit here through these twisty sections. Will that Renault be able to do anything against the power of that TT? He is in slipstream here, but you can still see how much Rob is managing to gain. Almost a tenth so far. Although Mikey is managing to hold on to the back of JD now, as he's in the slipstream, but you can still see how much time Rob is managing to make up on the both of them here. JD looking for a defensive line. Mikey almost getting the cut back to work there. Not quite the acceleration that TT manages to make JD's fence all the more better. As they come around the hairpin at the top, looks like JD goes a bit wide there. Allows Mikey to come through. Let's have a quick look at the bonnet cam here. So see Rob just managing to go through there, manages to make it work. Looks like Mikey just goes a bit off of the racing line there, and unfortunately loses out because of it. Let's have a quick look further back here. Let's see if Rob manages to make a move on the inside of JD coming up to the first chicane here. No, looks like Rob just wanting to play the long game here and staying behind his teammate for now. Good stuff from Miller and Carter Racing so far. Let's have a quick look back at the front as Marmite now is challenging Racer. As it looks like Rocketman might have picked up a penalty or had an incident there, as he is now in 4th place. I'll have to have a save of the replay and see what happened to Rocketman there to make him fall so far back behind Hippie now. Two McLarens really going at it now, both on the softer compound of tyres, so they will be catching Hippie hand over fist. Although saying that, Hippie is also on the softer compound of tyres. These guys, some of the only guys in the race that is on the softer compound here. That might be why Rocketman has fallen a bit further behind now. There's JD in 5th place now, just being harassed by his teammates. Again, both of these on the harder compound of tyre. Mikey on the softer compound, really making the softer tyres work through the twisty middle section of Spa. But unfortunately, you can just see the speed difference. Even in slipstream, both of them TTs just really pulling away from that McGann. Over 2 tenths gained on that, almost 3 tenths on that straight. That's the power of the TT for you. Anybody coming into the pits this lap? No, not so far. People just wanted to stretch out these tyres a bit more. But you can see the tyre wear on most of these guys actually looking very nice so far, with Rocketman looks to be the one that has the most tyre wear on the medium set. Will Marmite be able to get past Racer? Let's see who takes the better line coming over the top of the hill. Both take a good line there. Marmite just maybe looking to use Racer a bit here, maybe save that little bit more fuel. He does have a bit more fuel saved compared to Racer. Let's see if he just takes that into consideration. Purple sector from Marmite, good stuff by him, but you can see how much time that Alpha is losing on the straights. But crucially, Hippie does have quite a bit more fuel saved compared to these guys around him. That might come in very handy towards the end of the race, but this is where the Alpha really makes up that time through these twisty middle section corners here. But unfortunately, just having no straight line speed, it doesn't matter how much time you gain through the corners in that Alpha, everything else on the grid just eats it back up during the straights, which is really unfortunate. Oh, what a drift there from Hippie coming out of that corner. Glad I caught that on camera. Great four-wheel drift coming out, coming into that corner there. Great stuff from him. Showboating in the little Alpha there. Let's have a look back further in the field, as it looks like JD has managed to be passed by both Rob and Mikey there. Let's see if we can see what's happened here. Looks like Rob's going onto the inside of his teammate. Ooh, just a bit of contact there between Rob and Mikey. Rob was on the inside and just catches his teammate off guard there, and JD loses 2 places because of it. Mikey managing to keep his 6th place for now. Kazi right on the back of JD now as well. It's going to be very interesting. Crucially, are any of these guys looking to pit now? So you can see Kazi all over the back of JD. Oh, but Kazi unfortunately picked on a half-second penalty there, and he has to put his attack on hold. Really unfortunate there for Kazi as Hippie comes into the pits now. Looks to be on slightly more fuel than the other guys around him, although you can see the likes of JD, who has saved a lot of fuel compared to some of the guys around him. His teammates, yes, JD managing to save a lot more fuel compared to the rest of his teammates. Who else is pitted there? You have Enra, Hippie and Wrighton coming into the pits now. Hippie already out of the pits as both Enra and Wrighton get their tyres changed. Good fuel saving from Enra as well, though, not opting to take any fuel. We'll have to do a bit more fuel saving come the end of this race. Let's have a quick look at the front as well. Racer still managing to hold on to that first position from now, really making them soft tyres work at the McLaren. Second place, Marmite also trying to make them soft tyres work in McLaren. A lot more even tyre wear. Marmite just saving that little bit more fuel than tyres compared to Racer. That might be crucial for the latter part of this race. Rocket Man behind them, still on the harder compound of tyres. Really just wanting to eke out as much lap time as possible before coming in for them fresher set of softs. You can see Rob now in 4th place, still being hounded by Mikey. Mikey doing a really good job to hang on to the back of Rob in this slipstream. You can see how much quicker that McGann is in the middle sectors compared to that TT. Mikey actually having better tyre wear on his fronts, but has used that tiny bit extra fuel to try and keep onto the back of the TT here. JD just losing a bit of ground there just because of that earlier incident with his teammate and Mikey. You can see how much more overspeed Mikey can carry through the corners, but it just does not have the power as soon as he gets out of the slipstream. You can see how much time he loses. Ooh, as Rob goes a bit wide of that corner, that might result in a penalty for him there. Uncharacteristic mistake from Rob there as Racer comes into the pits for his one and only stop. Rocket Man also comes into the pits, but has saved a lot more fuel, of going on 36 fuel there. Good stuff from Rocket Man to save that much fuel. As we come into the halfway mark of this race, let's have a look at Racer now. Where does he come out compared to the other guys? He's putting in fuel. Enra's coming up to the hairpin now. Racer's still putting fuel, and there he's off. Gad comes past him on the hairpin. Does he manage to keep ahead of Enra? It's going to be very close coming into the hill section now. Enra pulls in the Racer slipstream. Enra goes to the inside. Ooh, very close there. Racer not managed to get the medium tyres working on a cold set of mediums there. That probably will result in the penalty, and Enra manages to take 8th place from him. Oh, unfortunately, another 2nd penalty for Racer. Really unfortunate there. Just cold medium tyres not wanting to grip through that section at all. Really unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can recover for the rest of this race now. Mikey still all over the back of Rob. The TT might be quicker in the first few laps of a stint, but look at the difference between the cars now. Mikey just actually managing to save a little bit more fuel now, being behind Rob, although he does look to be still revving it out a little bit more. Really not trying to lose the back of that TT. See the rest of these guys now. Hippie going on to another set of soft tyres. Interesting. He must be going for a two-stop strategy in this time, opting not to go for the one-stop, and is instead going to be going for a two-stop, as he still needs to pit for a set of medium tyres here. Interesting, an alternative strategy from Hippie. Let's see if it works out for him. JD is closing in on him in the straights, but JD really saving a lot of fuel now as Marmite comes into the pits from the lead. Where will this put him back out as he comes into the pits? Kazi behind him also comes into the pits there. They will be swapping over tyres. JD, look at the amount of fuel he's managed to save though. 41 fuel on the end of the 7th lap. Great stuff from JD. You can see how much time he was actually losing to Hippie on the straight there. Just managing to save that extra bit of fuel. So it'll be really interesting to see where JD and Marmite come out. Enra manages to get ahead of Marmite. Rocket Man comes out onto the straight here as well. Racer behind him. JD manages to come out ahead of Kazi. Wrighton also manages to get around the outside of Kazi as well. And that puts him into 8th place, with Kazi coming out in 10th. Great stuff by JD to manage that fuel. So how far is Rob ahead? Rob is only 21 seconds ahead. This could be very close for the end of this. I imagine Mikey might want to come in at the same time as Rob. But this could be very close for this race, as there is going to be a lot less of a gap with JD being on a fresh set of soft tyres. All of these guys might actually come out ahead of Rob, going for the undercut here. Rob might have left his tyres a lap too late. It'll be interesting to see where these guys come out now, as Mikey is still all over the back of them here. Hippie, who was already pitted by the way, has a really good opportunity here. He will have to pit again for another set of medium tyres, but looks to be going good for Hippie so far. You see Mikey still all over the back of Rob here. Rob really wants to try and get into the pits this lap. And I think Mikey will want to follow suit as well. So if they go into the pits at the same time, does Rob come into the pits? They both do, yes. As Hippie retakes the lead. Rob and Mikey actually very similar fuel now. Now this is going to be interesting. Enra's going to come round this final corner making the undercut. He's already on that back straight before Rob and Mikey even arrive in their pit boxes. Enra comes up with the hairpin now. Question is, will them soft tyres last another 3 to 4 laps? It remains to be seen. Rocket Man in 3rd place, and Marmite in 4th. Racer, unfortunately, just because of that penalty, not managing to come out there, and Rob actually coming out in 7th place there, behind his teammates. JD doing a very good job managing to put them fresh tyres to work, and jumping his teammate in the pits there. Both of these guys will be going hell for leather at the end of this race, as we see JD just managing to go up the inside of Racer. Does he have the better brakes coming into the S's? Late on the brakes from JD, gets it in. Good stuff there, and clean as you like from JD. Good work from him yet again. You can see Marmite and Rocketman just closing in a bit. The gap just getting a bit smaller now. Two very similar cars. As you can see, Enra actually not managing to make that much ground on the two of them now. Come towards the end of this race, Enra's tyres will be looking very, very worn. So don't count out these two yet. So you can see Hippie just managing to keep that pace right through this middle sector. Look at the amount of time Hippie's managed to gain through there, almost 2/10. It will be eaten back up on this straight, but you can see how much time Hippie gains through these corners, just throwing that alpha about. Really good stuff, managing to keep that pace there. But let's see, it's 8.9 seconds coming onto the straight. Let's see how much time Hippie loses because of it. Now down to 0.8. Now down to 0.7. Only losing 2/10 on that straight, crucially. As Enra comes into the pits again. Now this is interesting. Enra looking to go for the 2-stop here, as he did pit earlier than the rest of the guys here. He will also need to take fuel. This is going to put Enra right at the back of the field now. Crucially, does he take any fuel? He does take fuel. Splash and dash for Enra. Where does he come out? He comes out way behind the rest of the field now. Really unfortunate for Enra, as a lot of these guys' strategies not playing out the way that they would like to. The guys who started out on the medium tyres crucially don't look to have the edge at the moment, as a lot of work does need to be done to try and catch the leaders in front. So you see Marmite defending hard from JD. JD on a much fresher and softer set of tyre than Marmite, but Marmite doing a very good job to keep him at bay now. 2.5 laps remaining. What will the grid look like at the end of this final race? Marmite just going a bit wide, JD maybe getting the undercut. No, he's not. Doesn't quite have the drive coming out of that corner. JD maybe looking to the inside of Marmite. Doesn't quite have the grip. He's still on the inside of Marmite though, as you can see Rob coming in the background there, really piling on the pressure. Marmite unfortunately losing out on 2 places there, as both TTs rocket past him, coming through the double left-hander. Good stuff by them, by Rob and JD, to make that position there. The question is, how quickly can they catch Rocketman? 3.3 seconds ahead of these two drivers here, but they are crucially on the same set of tyres. Rocketman just showing a little bit more wear than the TTs at this stage, but that will change over the course of the next lap. You can see the amount of time Hippie has managed to pull out ahead of these guys now. Coming into the pits, he will be on the harder set of tyres, unfortunately making up a huge gap on the rest of these guys here. As Hippie comes into the pits, and this should be the final stop of this race. Set of medium tyres for Hippie now. How much fuel does he need to put in the car? And off he goes. Oh, he's going to be right in amongst this pack here as Rob manages to take JD. Let's have a quick look to see what happened here. Rob just on the inside of his teammate coming out of the chicane onto the front straight. Just manages to get the move done. Yeah, just managed clean as you like coming past there. Good stuff from Rob to get past his teammate now. JD really on the back of Rob now. JD's taking it easy, not wanting to pressure his teammates. Really good racing by these two yet again, just showing how they are so far in front in the Constructors' Championship at the moment. As you can see Hippie in the background there, just challenging with Racer. Both are on the medium set of tyres here, but Racer is on one set of medium tyres here. Let's see if Hippie can control the pace of this pack and manage to get in front. You can see the grip of the Alpha compared to the McLaren. Look at that, gaining tenths on them few corners alone. Good stuff from Hippie there. Kazi also on a fresher set of tyres, on the softer tyres here. Going around the corners. Oh, looks like there's a bit of an off in the background there. Wrighton just going a bit wide there. Let's see what happens. He might have just got a touch wide on the exit of the corner. Yes, unfortunately just snapping back, and I'm really unfortunate for Wrighton there. I'll not see too much more of that. Just falling back into 11th place there. Really unfortunate for Wrighton. Both Gard and Wrighton not having a good feature race here today. Really unfortunate for them too. Hopefully, but to be fair, that does not reflect the cracking season both of these guys have had so far, because they have both had some really great results, especially Wrighton coming in 4th place in that sprint race, unfortunately not managing to make a comeback in this feature. As we go back to the front of the grid now, Marmite coming under pressure from both Kazi and Hippie now. As we come up to the final lap of this race, Marmite going very defensive into the first hairpin now. You can see the amount of time Hippie has managed to gain on these two as well. Really gunning it on this last lap. Mighty Mentor coming in strong yet again. Can he pick up some extra positions here? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's quite in the slipstream of the two in front. So we switch back to Kazi now. Let's see if he can make this move on Marmite's stick. Marmite just gets a bit on the grass there. Kazi moves to the inside. Kazi is ahead before they even come up to the S's off of the back straight now. Kazi manages to make that move stick. So we move back to the front. Rocket Man just managing to stay clear of both Rob and JD. Both Miller and Carter guys managing to make up the time here, but will it be enough coming into these final sectors? Rob really gunning for it now. He's trying to catch that last bit of points and take home the final win of the season. Let's flick it back to the rest of the field now, see if there's any more battles going on. Not too many at the moment. Hippie just falling a bit further back because of the battle with Kazi and Marmite now. Hopefully he can try and put pressure on Marmite towards the end of this race. You can see how much Hippie is trying to push that Alpha. Just doesn't want to have the grip on some of these corners. He will possibly be in the slipstream, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Hippie down this back straight for the moment. So we switch up to the front of the field. Has Rob caught up enough ground? Doesn't look like it at the moment. So I have Rocket Man coming around the final chicane. Manages to keep it clean. And a great result from Rocket Man coming home in 1st place, closely followed by Rob. JD coming home with a great 3rd. Kazi 4th place. Marmite just managing to hold off Hippie in the background there, coming across in 6th. Racer in 7th. Enra in 8th. Mikey come across in 9th. Gard coming across in 10th. Wrighton unfortunately getting a penalty on that last lap there and coming across the line to take 11th place. And the creator of the league himself. Let's give him a bit of time here. Let's give him a bit of a spotlight coming into the final chicane here. Comes across the start finish line. Is he going to do a spin? No, not quite from Sean. Finishing off the grid there. Great stuff from all these guys. Oof, a lot of penalties from them guys today. GG's Rocket Man in chat from Rob. Was a very good drive from you there today. On the pole position, managing to stay up front for almost the entirety of the race. Great stuff from Rocket Man there today. Let's just have a quick rundown of them results yet again. We have Rocket Man in first place. And now in second place we can officially crown our champion, Mr. Rob C of Miller and Carter Racing, taking the gold and the overall win of Season 2 of the GRT GR4 Championship. Really good job to Rob there. Dominated throughout the entire season. Massive points all across the board there. Unfortunately, I don't have the points calculated for that, but we all know Rob has won by a considerable margin as well. And his teammate JD, MVP of the entire championship for me. Really solid driving overall. Great result from him, taking home that last podium position and securing the silver division championship win. Great stuff from JD this entire season. Kazi as well, unfortunately just coming up short in the feature race, but that cannot be taken away from the fantastic season he has had, as well as the earlier win in the sprint race. Great results from Kazi in the Hurricane for Team Crazy there. Marmite with a really good result in 5th place, started high in the field, managed to keep that position. Unfortunately just lost out to the speed of them TTs in the end there, but a great result from him as well. A great result from Hippie as well, managing to keep 6th place overall despite being in a very underpowered car at this track, managing to make it work and coming only 6.6 seconds behind the leaders there. Very good job, very good strategy from Hippie there, managing to take that 6th place there. Racer, good results from him as well, unfortunately just coming up short with a couple of penalties during that race. Just hampered him a bit in this feature race here, but still a good result nonetheless in that McLaren in 7th place. Enra coming in 8th, unfortunately not managing to have as good a result this time around in the feature race compared to the sprint. His strategy may have just let him down a bit there, coming up with a 2-stop. Gad as well in 10th, his strategy not unfortunately paying off this time around despite the good result he had in the sprint race. Same with Wrighton as well. Unfortunately just a couple incidents and a couple mistakes there, unfortunately just hampering his result again. And Sean coming in 12th place. And also as well, just while on the subject of Sean, just a huge thank you to Sean as well for throwing on this league and taking over for this season. Yes, I will be jumping in the party, so don't go anywhere guys. I will be jumping in the party just in a second, just for the end of the season. But yeah, just a thank you to Sean as well, just for taking over this league and putting on a good show and allowing us all to race in the GR4s yet again. So big thank you to Sean as well, just for putting this all on for us, making the rules and coming in clutch for this season. No doubt we'll be back again next season for the GR4s as well, but I will hop in the party now. Give us 1 second and we'll get the reactions of some guys in the chat here. Prepare for chaos. Hello everybody. How are you all doing?
How did it look from that side?
Great. Generally really good racing again. There was too much to keep track of in the sprint. Again, there was just too much.
So that's a good thing though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I will be watching back later.
Yep, and I think with that, I'm just going to have a quick look at the replays as well. Not too much to look at, I don't think. I think there's more overtakes to look at more than anything this time around, because there was a lot to cover. There was like 3 separate packs of like 3 and 4 for that entire sprint race. There was impossible to keep track of. There was like a
Yeah.
pack at the front, pack in the middle, and pack towards the rear. And I was just like,
I've
what do you
got
want
a
us to
Fiat
do?
500 actually.
Nice.
I know, yeah.
Deserve it,
Well,
mate,
anyway,
well
carry
done.
on.
There was a few packs in the feature race as well. I was getting worried the way I was going to come out.
No, he did a good job with that.
They ended up behind, so that was good. I did not want to be in front, going down the hill and then through a loop. I did not want to be in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Rach had a nice little battle before pit stops.
Yeah, I did see that. Racer managed to hold you off quite well for a bit of that as well.
Yeah, it was nice.
No, it was a good battle between you two.
Talk
Speaking
to
of
them,
which,
you may appear.
speaking of which,
Loser.
Hello, everyone.
I was saying that we knew had a nice little battle.
Who had a nice little battle?
We knew.
Oh,
Before pit stop.
yeah, it was going well. Yeah, it was. You know, I thought my strat would work up. Well, it worked okay. So whatever. Yeah, it was a good little battle. It was a good little battle. I came out in the pits. And, got in the way of Inler there. Just had wrong amount of speed. Collected a second penalty going through a rouge. But after that, it was kind of like over. I'll leave my comments of the sprint race.
Yeah, I watched it, man.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
fun proceeds.
that was one of the things I was going to look at for the sprint race as well. I did manage to catch a bit of that on stream as well, so I'll be having a look at that.
I'll go get myself sorted out. I will be in the stream chat.
Hey,
No
problem,
probs.
Dad. No problem. Good fun today, good racing, man.
I'm done. Are we on the stream right now?
There we are, yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna keep my mouth shut then. Because I don't want to come off as I don't want to feed into my opponent in the sprint race, because I have my opinion about him, and my opinion about him is I think it's the same as everybody in GRT, so I'll just leave it at that. So.
We'll leave it at that then.
It's going to be very active later, put it that way.
But looking at this,
Speak.
looking at the sprint race so far, it was actually quite clean for the first few laps. The first few laps of the sprint race, there was a lot of overtakes. It was quite clean coming into this. Again, if anybody else has any incidents or anything, just put them in the chat. As well, again, if you guys want to mention anything, then just ask away and I'll put it on the stream for all to see.
I want to say something.
Hello, Jay.
Yes.
I'm mad at my wife, but it is what it is.
Alright, you'll still get a 13th place.
One, I really wish we wouldn't try to race during qualifying.
Yeah, I don't think I managed to catch that on stream, but I know you were talking about there.
Number two, next season, can we turn contact penalties off? Because right before
Wasn't he?
no, something happened because JD hit me from the back and I got a 1 second penalty for it right before I was leaving out.
I think that was the a track penalty. I don't know if it was a contact penalty, Jay.
No,
I
it gave me a
never got
contact with car.
penalty.
It gave me a contact with car penalty.
I'm truly sorry for that.
No. It's
So
just
I swear that they are off. I put it in the information.
Just have a check back on the if you still got the lobby saved, Sean.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go offline and then do it, yeah? Check it.
So I was going to say if you just check the settings on that, and then it should be an easy way to find that out.
Hippie, we had
Hello.
close finishes in both races.
I did watch the race though. I was hoping Hippie would stay out and win the race.
I know. That would have been great, but no. Two stopped out of do. Two lots of softs. One stop and that would have killed the Alpha.
Yeah.
I could have done it, but it wouldn't have been viable.
Those medium tires towards the end of the stint were total garbage. They had absolutely no turn in. You couldn't get him to bite for nothing. No.
After 2 stints of softs, and then I put their mediums on, and me and you were going down that straight, and hit the braking zone, and the car was just like, what's these on the wheels? Horrible rubber.
Yeah, I tried.
Had the brakes too, the rear and the back end just started tailing all over. I had to switch it onto the front. Just halfway through the lap, I had to change because it was uncontrollable.
Yeah, there's the first dive bomb, you know. And I tried to not give him back. I gave him what he gave me. So whatever. I don't care if I get penalized, but just don't dive inside of somebody who's taking the racing line inside, like way inside.
For some reason it's not allowing me to change the camera to a front view, so 1 second. It's locked in rear view for some reason. It's not allowing me to change it.
Arrow
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was pressing the arrow, it wasn't actually letting me switch back out of it, it was just stuck.
Maybe the forward arrow? I don't know. I only briefly watched that YouTube video.
So
You're using a keyboard then?
Yeah, I was using a keyboard for that. Some cool features. I managed to get a good couple replays in there as well, so it wasn't all for naught.
Yeah, Kazi was saying how you were replaying while we were racing. Just
JD, you stay on for a bit.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'll stay. I don't have anything today.
I'm gonna open a lobby just to test some cars for tomorrow.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, I
test
still gotta
lobby.
put in a qualifying time too.
I'm gonna do it at Fuji just so I can practice that at the same time.
The only thing I have to do is finish up some of the cars.
Yeah, it's not letting me for some reason, that's really weird. It's not letting
Decided
me.
most of mine. I'm just gonna practice, boost off, slipstream, wheel, tyre wear. What was the tyre wear thing for the league?
What's the for?
For the league tomorrow.
What knows?
5 and 4.
5 tyres, 4 fuel, is it?
I do believe so, yeah.
27.
I know what N100 and 200 cars are. N600 are one I'm going to feel of. Were they sports on the N600?
There were, yes.
To your previous question, the only shortcut penalties on this was on, everything else was on.
Then how come it keeps giving us, is it just a glitch in the system then?
I have no idea, it probably isn't. I don't know if it's just due to the track, but try contacts there. Obviously if you take someone off you have to wait for them, it should be a new fault.
Well, we got into it coming around right after a Rouge, but it didn't give me a penalty for that. It was when we were taking the next right-hander that it gave me a penalty because he hit me from the back. We were really close, and he was right behind me. And when I hit in the braking zone, he hit me in the back. Just, it wasn't even, I could barely feel it. And all of a sudden I get a 1 second contact with the car.
I got that long one anyway,
I'm Mohammed. Each race is a 15-minute endurance race with 4 times tyre wear and 5 times fuel burn with grid stops. Each race will be reverse grid based on the previous results.
Set up sign up for next season as well. You've got, if you want to go in,
I'm already all soft. They're all soft as well. All races BOP on, no tuning. N class categories will have sports tyres unless otherwise in the GR category will be race.
I wish I could take it out of this bloody reverse. I wish I could take it out of this stupid reverse camera for whatever reason. Let's go wide there. After the inside there, just tries to turn in.
Let's go off now.
Don't know if there's a lot in that, to be honest. Still on the inside, it's very difficult to try and make room for 2 cars through there without, especially if you're exactly side by side, you're exactly side by side into that. don't know if a lot could have been done there, to be honest.
Why I like going through a bus stop by myself.
Yep.
We love going through bush.
I'll get the bill.
Apart from that, there was nothing to actually really else say about the apart from. Let's have a quick look. Apart from this, let's have a quick look at that. So hang on, this is a bit of a run up here. So racer goes a bit wide here. Side. It's a good switchback from Rocket Man, but it's a takeout. It's a good cutback to go on the inside from Rocket Man, but he's completely late on the brakes.
We can keep that inside lane. We come over onto his lane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really Racer could have done about that.
He come into the middle of the track. Like Racer was on the inside to the middle, and he was on the outside to the middle. He was on the inside.
I was saying I didn't intend on hitting him coming back on the track, but I have no control.
Yeah,
no control.
No, you're going straight across the grass. That's fair enough.
Sabbath Australia situation.
You can see clearly from that angle. He's not right on the inside. And you just go skidding across the grass because there's nowhere to go. No, I think that's fairly simple.
He's in the drag trying to go up the inside of a McLaren. It's somebody trying to go up the inside of Amy Alfred.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, that was 3 laps in a row that happened. I mean,
Yeah.
Started on lap 2, lap 3, and it was the same thing. It was the same exact thing. I tried doing the exact same thing every time. And like I said, that would be my review. I mean, yeah, he ended up losing position over me, but I mean, I lost out because he kept knocking me off track. I mean, and again, I know our typical etiquette is, you wait if you touch somebody, but you know what? He touched me, and I'm not waiting. So
no, in this particular instance, Racer, he was the one that caused that incident. There's no way you should be waiting for him for that, because he was the one. To me, he was the one that caused that incident, not you. In my opinion, anyway. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't have went into him if he hadn't have went up the inside like that anyway.
Well, he called it blocking. I mean, he already said I was blocking him. It's like I was defending my line, and quite honestly, I went off track. I didn't cut across you to block you on the normal racing line. I went inside. You could have gone around me on the outside, but
it's not blocking because you already went off at that corner. You were already trying to come on that track. You can see, to me, you can see it quite clearly. You're coming back on the inside, and you can see Rocket Man coming. There's no way for him to call that blocking is just completely wrong, because you don't change direction. You keep your line. You don't change direction or anything like that. And 1 second, this.
What car were you using there, JD?
Before you get hit. Before you get hit, Racer, you weren't even turning in on him. If you look at the steering input, you aren't even turning into him at that point. It's like it's a tiny. You're not turning into the corner at that point when you turn. Because it's not as if you're even on the accelerator going across the grass. So yeah, unfortunately, Rocket Man, unfortunately, the cause of your own incident, I'm afraid there. Unfortunately, but anyway, we'll move on from that. Apart from that, let's have a quick look at the end here, because I missed where JD just looks like he has the power coming up that straight. He's on the inside of Gar.
He's got the power!
Yeah, just Gar gets a little bit wide on the exit there. JD goes through. No, fair enough.
I've just put down, right, JD, what I would thought would be a suitable time, right? So, what's we're gonna
Stuff.
aim
Let's have a
for?
quick look at the feature. Oh, actually, as well, completely forgot to have a look at what happened earlier. Is this what happened here?
That's where he bumps me off.
Yeah.
Jim's gonna be my teammate next year.
Yeah, I'll be
Next
a teammate.
season.
I'm not taking the Aston, no. I'm going to take something different.
Yeah, we'll just put it down to the team and work it out.
I love the Aston gentleman, but before PD has made a dog.
You see, he taps me out, and I rubber band out. Not that big a deal. It happens. And then right here is where he taps me. And then, boom, I get a car contact with car penalty.
Weird.
It doesn't look to me like it's just from that, it just because of the spacing of it, but I guess, yeah, I'm not sure.
If you go from his view, though, you could see where he was like, we made contact.
Yeah, there was, to be fair, just going through there, you were just trying to take your line, but there was, it's very close coming through there. It's very difficult to try and have two cars through there. You're both trying to give each other room, it's just there's not enough going into that corner, unfortunately, I think.
No, yeah, I'm not upset about that. I mean, that's just the rubber band when I went off track. It's not,
Yeah.
That's expected right there.
Yeah.
But then when I come back on track right in front of them, we hit go into the braking zone, and all of a sudden I get a 1 second contact
Yeah.
with it. It is what it is.
Yeah, because in all fairness, JD does wait for you when you go off that track the first time. When you do make that contact.
No, yeah, I'm not even. That's not even the issue. The issue is just the contact penalty.
Yeah.
When you go into
Yeah.
that little chicane like that, going in there too wide is dangerous as it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't even upset. I wouldn't even expect him to wait for me right there. We both knew the rules going into that.
Yeah. No, just to me, with knowing how GT Sport is, I would assume that's just because you ended up running wide on that corner. That's why it was that second penalty. But if you're saying if it said contact, then I'm not sure, mate.
It's a
really
contact with car. So.
Very odd. And then
JD,
just
see
the
what I
other
figured
stuff there. Fair enough.
And it was like a couple seconds after I felt JD tap my back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, really? And I was thinking, Sean, the fucking contact penalty's on. And then my old lady was screaming in my fucking ear, so I had to get out of here.
Fair enough. Right,
Was
let's
it
have a quick.
important? Some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what it was, hippie?
Oh, sure.
We go
I was gonna say
downstairs.
thank you, but
You go downstairs and she's like, I just want to talk about what we're doing today. I said, are you fucking serious? Is that what we're doing right now?
Oh my god.
Racer, you gotta get that time up. In scuba.
I'm about done with that.
I think I'm gonna be in the 103s today at some point in time.
Waiting for Monday and new set of dailies, I am.
Oh, did you see those shit tracks?
Yes. We're
Right,
sitting
is
on Saturday and
no going to be.
that's usually just blue screen on you. The missus playing the Sims 4, it's just blue screen there.
Ah, typical. Is there any incidents that anybody wants us to have a look at before the feature race in particular? I know there's a couple in the chat. Oh, not.
A spectacular pass. That was about
Just
it.
polyphony from my starting position and most other people's. Cause
Oh no, I was on the start of the bus stop.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at the starts. I know the starts are atrocious on this.
How about congrats to Mike for winning that? It's crazy.
Definitely.
Look at this, JD.
I don't think I had any. There was nothing in the feature. I had quite a quiet race.
Being consistent, quiet. Know what you need to do.
I had a little race with Racer, the back straight, and then
Come on.
mediums just didn't hold it onto the track.
Don't have the speed.
I did try and catch it.
Don't think they've got brakes on this.
No.
It's just... Up 9. Up 9. It's pretty
Most
much
road
it.
cars handle a lot better. Anything class.
Anybody here from Seal?
No, I was wondering about that. Unfortunately, didn't make the last round.
Alright, I'll jump out. Get on with life. I gotta take a dryer apart and replace the dryer belt. Luckily that shit up yesterday. The dryer belt's probably pushed off its box. Alright, guys.
See you.
Right, catch a racer. Catch you later, mate. Good race of the day.
Unit 18 is left the party. Exactly.
I think you were unlucky a couple of times today, Gard, with the penalties and stuff. Did you end up doing a 2-stop or a 1-stop, Gard? Was he here? I thought he was here.
He's jumped out the party. He is watching the stream.
Alright, fair enough. Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. Did a 2-stop, didn't he? Thought he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the 2-stop worked out, because I think it was Enra as well who did a 2-stop, but he unfortunately ended up in 8th as well. There's just such a long pit lane here. There's so much time by going to it. Such a long pit stop.
The car's quick, JD, right? Doesn't...
The pit's a second time and I had a drink of coffee.
But just like, put the kettle on, made yourself a coffee, drank it all, and then came out the pit.
Yeah. Came back and had just finished popping fuel. It was great, eh?
Working around having new camera, so I put it down.
I don't like that. I do like that.
Let's have a quick look at that 9 what JD wanted, and then we'll close this out.
I'm sure I'll quickly do it, JD.
Alright.
I expect my time to by the time you come back.
Good in the sample though.
Do it.
It was a great battle between yourself, JD, and Rob throughout the entirety of that race as well. You were almost like neck and neck the entire race. It's good to see.
We were pretty close, and then it was just at one point I just think I gotta let it by.
Yeah, I think it was it was tiny. Yeah, it was that moment that just it was a tiny bit of contact there, which allowed Mikey through as well. Yeah. You can see Rob was like letting off the accelerator in full lock at that point. Was just trying to make it through there. Still a good race though. Mikey did well to cling on to the back of Rob for a lot of that time as well. See, he'd be storming past JD there as well.
Yeah, that's when my tires just gone.
That's when Hippie came into the pit, so he was on fresh softs, JD was on extremely worn mediums, and Hippie just gone, yep, go-kart mode engaged, straight round the inside. Good stuff.
Yeah, it will be off-road. I didn't know JD was that way. I didn't want to take my eyes off the screen and look down at my radar. I didn't want to look from the centre of the screen because I'd look down and then feel a bump, look up, and I'm driving me and JD into a wall. That's what happens, so I just give him lots of room.
Yep. Yeah, just the curves are a nightmare through that. As soon as you like end up hitting like a bit too much of the curve on that corner in particular, it throws you out wide.
It's the vertical curves nearly, you know, not just nearly straight up. I hate them. They're somewhere else as well. It's all done, yeah. You've got them
yeah, I know what you
curves.
mean, yeah.
Oh. You just get your tyres on the other side and it flicks you on the grass side and death. Instantly. I've had some good battles with JD this season.
Yeah.
Only in the future races. Only happens when my tyres are nice and fresh and things are dead.
Yep. Clean pass from there as well, JD. Yeah, I think with that, unless anybody else has any other incidents or anything they just want us to have us a look at, if not, then I'll close it out. It was just good racing today overall. Nice and clean, good racing.
So it didn't work.
Yeah, Citroen looked a bit of a handful, to be honest, Gad. You managed to make it work well for the sprint though, I'll give you that. 4th and 6th from both you and Ryan. It's good stuff. I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to quickly jump out the part. I'm going to say, well, first of all I'm going to say thank you very much for racing and making the commentating very enjoyable to do with all your great racing.
Pretty much. Thank you for commentating.
Thank you for actually doing the commentary. It is always lovely every week.
Yeah. I love doing that. I always go back and watch the stream.
No, it's very nice to hear. I wasn't too sure coming in like doing like a full season and stuff like this, but seems like people enjoy it, so who knows, I might stick around, who knows.
Took it in your stride. You are more, you more mate than TG, becomes out adept at commentating.
We'll be hearing both myself and Jay tomorrow as well.
Yes. There will be
looking forward to that.
Lots of action going on.
It'll just be Mash trying to be serious and me trying to fuck off. That's all.
Yeah.
The only thing with us is like I'll just be saying something and Jay will just come in with a gif every now and again saying, oh, you know what, Mash, just like, you know what time your team killed or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all.
Pretty much all. I already got my script written out and everything. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. It does literally just say insult Mash, jip Mash, make fun of Mash. Just complete lines of that throughout this, like
10 minutes, 14 seconds in, mention team killing.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not racing, are you, JD? No?
Oh,
JD. JD! Are you still there?
hello, yeah.
Yeah, JD's
Are
racing.
you racing in the league on Sunday, no?
Yes, I am.
Are you? Oh, so we won't have JD's facts in the chat.
Oh, I do have facts prepared for the next Group 3 race, so...
that'll be good, that'll be good, yeah.
That's good.
10 facts for St. Croix.
You know what you should do, JD? You should have a fact before the start, like in the 5-minute break. You should have 10 facts, and you should like start before every race. So that's what you should, because there's 10 races. You should do like one before the start of every race. So we'll get a fact before every race.
10 facts about the 10 races.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
I can make some enemies.
a true or false. A true or false before the race, and then after.
2 truths and a lie with each racer. As devised by JD.
Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'll exit the party for a bit and close the stream off, and say once again thank you very much for making the racing so enjoyable to watch. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you again for commentating.
Yep, and hopefully I'll see you all again back in GR4 for next season, for when that eventually gets back around.
We'll all hopefully be back next season.
Yep.
I know I will.
On that note, yep, 100%. Right, I'll leave you to it and I'll close out the stream. So see you later, guys.
See you later, Mark.
Goodbye.
Oh, man.
Oh, I couldn't have timed that any better. Oh, I couldn't have timed that any better. Just the, oh wait, no, and then completely cut off. I hope he did that on purpose. I really hope Jay did that on purpose. I have a feeling he might have, but that'll go down in history. Thank you, Kazi, for the £2 donation for my wages for the day. Much appreciated. That'll be going on my next cup of tea and bacon sandwich before the next one. That's all I get paid for. I just get paid in a cup of tea and a bacon sandwich, really. That's kind of the gig here. Just go to Greg's every now and again, that's what I get. That's my payment for commentating. But yes, I think on that note, with everything wrapped up nicely, unfortunately it's come to the end of the season. But I will say it's been such good fun. Such good fun commentating, such good fun watching the racing. Some great battles. This has by far been the closest and most intense and exciting racing that we've had in any of the leagues so far, which is it's a big ask considering the amount of leagues and amount of racing we do. So really good stuff. See you later, Kazi. Great racing, and come back stronger next season, eh? And take that and take it to the TTs next season, eh? But yes, on that note, just a couple more thank yous as well. As I've already said, thank you very much to everybody for tuning in to the racing. It's been a lot of fun, and hearing you guys in the chat the entire time as well. Really good fun hearing all you guys in the chat. And as well, thank you for all the kind messages about the commentating. I think I've been inundated with like a few people in Discord as well, just having a lot of thank yous for the commentating, so really appreciate it. Again, I wasn't really too sure coming into this what people would think, but I'm really glad it's worked out so well. And a last congratulations to the winners of Mr. Rob C for the gold split, JD for the silver split, and both of them taking home the constructors by a very sizable margin in the end. I'm not sure exactly how many points, but I'm sure Sean will get on that very quickly to tell us the exact points for the winners there. And yes, with that, I think we've come to the end. So, and don't forget as well, as we've mentioned before, GRT League 1.0 for the silver splits tomorrow will be starting. I plan to start a stream possibly 1:45, but the actual qualifying and racing starts at 1, so anybody who is participating in the league, please make sure to be there at before 1 o'clock, because we are starting immediately at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So anybody who doesn't make it for that time will unfortunately not be able to qualify and will have to miss out for the first race, because we will not be restarting for anything. So just to warn you all later, Rob, thanks very much for joining us. Good racing, man, as well. And congratulations on the championship for this season. Thoroughly deserved, consistent and quick throughout all of it. So it's good stuff. So yeah, with that, I think that's pretty much everything done. So with that, I have been Mashed Potato, your commentator for this season. Thank you very, very much for watching, and hopefully see you next season. See you later, guys. Take care.